Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Duel of the Debates. I am Brandon DeAwesome, and my opposition is Brainstorming.
All right, so to start, why do you hate the DCU?
Well, for one thing, James Gunn doesn't want to treat the superheroes with any kind of actual respect. He just sees them as tools to point and laugh at and make fun of. Um, he'd rather reference more modern crap than actually reference any of the well-beloved stories of DC's decades past.
Interesting. Could you give examples?
Well, Superman 2025 was a complete mess of a movie that tried to do way too many things and ended up accomplishing nothing with them because nothing feels like it gets a satisfying conclusion.
Really, it seems like we get a good conclusion. We end with Lois and Superman finally becoming an actual thing. Lex Luthor is in prison, and
But it's like outside of Lex going to prison for honestly a pretty retarded scheme, the Lois and Clark thing isn't really given much attention to really make it feel like they earned that ending.
I mean, you have to understand this is an established universe, so obviously they're going to skip the origin of how they met.
Yes, I understand that, but you shouldn't. But you still need to give us time to sit with these characters to let everything sink in, which this movie doesn't. It's going at a million miles an hour, and nothing is really allowed to sink in. You don't quite. Their relationship doesn't quite get any chance to really be explored or fleshed out.
I personally think it's the best version, and although I can agree that the DCU does have that issue of just rushing a lot, character-wise, I think they do good character-wise. I think the stories are where they need to slow down a bit at times.
Well, I would say it's like the characters, they're fine. The problem is the writing just doesn't let us really give a crap about any of them. As for the Superman Lois romance, I do have to personally disagree.
Yeah, I mean, this is a debate. Anything else in the DCU?
Well, Supergirl came out, and that's hot trash.
I personally liked the characters. I mean, the story I felt was a bit way too rushed.
Of course you do. Why am I not surprised? I mean, I don't know how you can find enjoyment in a selfish bitch who gets drunk and isn't really a superhero, but okay.
She literally, that's literally her development. She literally starts out that way and then stops at the end of the movie.
Oh, congratulations. That still doesn't make people like her. Not helped by her actress either.
Well, to be fair, she does have she literally is drinking alcohol because of the trauma she goes through. Because she's much different than Superman. She obviously has a different personality.
Yes, and guess what? People hated that in the comic too, because Tom King doesn't use PTSD as a way to explore the characters. He uses it to vent his own PTSD.
All right. So another thing, I saw one post where you didn't like Lex Luthor's power suit that we saw in Man of Tomorrow set photos.
I've seen better power suit designs.
All right. Well, for the DCU, I personally defend character-wise, not really like story-wise. I can understand where that comes from, but I think that's the weakest part. Because they're literally because Superman and Lois do have that emotional scene before he goes to jail. They have that interview, which
God, that scene, one of the worst scene in the movie. Probably right up there with the monkeys. No, right up there with the monkeys. Kaiser, welcome to the debate stream. She is more of an alcoholic than my father.
An alcoholic than my father. I mean, Supergirl, like, you don't expect her to be very traumatized from seeing her and from living on her planet for some time and then just having to lose that.
I mean, look, that is a decent direction to go in, but that there is a better way to handle it than Tom King or the movie did, and they both fumbled the ball in that regard.
How would you, what do you mean by it would could have been handled better exactly?
I feel like for one, Superman should have played a bit more of an active role. While yes, he may not remember anything about Krypton, he should be there to help Kara because you know what she's going through. Because yeah, he lost his parents and all that too. He may not know about them, but he should try and bridge a connection with the only Kryptonian family he has left.
I can agree that they should
And
have
I
had more scenes like that.
and I feel like his optimistic viewpoint and his view of Earth should help rub off on Supergirl and kind of inspire her.
I mean, a planet that she like. You have to understand, Earth isn't like she just arrived here, and it's not. It's way different than Krypton. It's
Well,
gonna feel.
yes, I get that, but again, Superman's viewpoint of Earth could help her. She could see Earth as a new home, which she often does in other adaptations.
I mean, she does at the end of the film. She does agree to stay on Earth for a while.
She agrees to stay on Earth for a while, but it's like she doesn't really see it as home, especially because she's not on Earth for like at all in the movie.
Besides flashbacks.
Those don't really count. I'm talking about in the actual Irksome, welcome to the stream. The topic is the DCU.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it's not really on Earth, but that's because like they're basing off the comic where she's in space and she travels planets.
And yeah, and you wonder why the movie's bombing when it's based off a terrible graphic novel made in the most recent years.
I mean,
written by an author that plenty of people hate.
I have to. I don't really like Tom King either.
Exactly. So why base a movie off of a terrible graphic novel from an author that fans hate, who just recently killed off Wonder Woman? And oh boy, no one is taking that well.
Yeah, that can be open for interpretation. I personally think that wasn't James Gunn's brightest decision to have Tom King be part of the DCU. I mean, the movie does have. I did like how she didn't wear the suit until the end. I feel like that was interesting. I like the I feel like the flashbacks definitely show her journey throughout the film.
It's basically just it's embarrassed to be a superhero movie, so keep her out of the costume as much as possible.
You don't think you should have like a thing where it takes a while for you to finally become the superhero? Like you go through an entire journey.
I expect to see the costume a lot more in the damn movie. I expect to see what I'm paying to see, Supergirl. Now I haven't actually, paid to see Supergirl. I haven't seen the movie yet, but
oh, so how do you know how it goes?
I watch reviews.
I mean, yeah, that can be stuff. Honestly, I feel like Lobo steals the show in that film.
Yeah, but he's pointless in the movie.
Granted, yeah. There are characters that genuinely are pointless but can steal the show in the DCU.
I know, but that is a problem with the movie.
And for Superman, you have an issue with how many characters there are in the movie?
Well, it should be a Superman solo movie. It shouldn't be, the Justice Gang, have a Superman clone. Make Krypton evil, because bloody hell, that always works out well. It doesn't. So it's like there's too much going on. There's not enough time for anything to sink in. I feel like you should have cut out the Justice Gang, maybe have them as an end credit scene. Make it it should have been a solo Superman movie.
Well, there is one problem. When you live in a universe that has metahumans for over 300 years, it's gonna be very odd, and you're gonna want to explain why certain heroes don't show up during situations.
People don't necessarily question that because it's like, Superman protects Metropolis, Batman protects Gotham City. It's like heroes just kind of stick to their own thing. Nobody's going to question why nobody's helping Superman because Superman can pretty much deal with situations by himself.
Well, I mean, he's the Justice League a lot of the time, well, with Justice League level threats.
Well,
And
he leads the Justice League, but that's only when there's like a crisis warranting the Justice League. But when it comes to defending Metropolis on an average day, it's usually just him.
also the Superman clone, like we do have those like in the comics, like they're like
I
this is
know,
big-
I know that, but you shouldn't be introducing something like that in the very first movie.
I mean, you have to establish your supporting cast for Superman, and also giving like
You
a
literally
broader.
you could use multiple other villains. You shouldn't have to jump to Superman clone.
It's made
Is
well.
what I'm saying. You could use Parasite. You could use Metallo. You could use a lot of villains. Livewire, even. It's like you can use multiple villains. You shouldn't have to jump to Superman clone for
Well,
the sake of kicking Superman's ass. Because it's like Superman fights plenty of villains that can give him a run for his money.
well, to be fair, it's more the Superman clone is basically like Bizarro in some ways.
I know, but it's like if you want to set up Bizarro, you should do that later. Again, end credit scene to establish some stuff. You shouldn't introduce something like that until later. You got to ease the audience into it.
Well, from what James Gunn says, he wants people to experience these films individually. So just having something just be to set up something else, it can't take away from movies, especially when you have the
If you
MCU.
want to do standalone adventures, okay, that's fine. But again, you shouldn't jump in and start doing all the absolute batshit insane stuff right away. Again, you keep it simple. The first movie does not need to jump into Justice Gang, Superman clone. It turns out that Superman's parents want him to start a harem.
Well, I would agree, except for the fact that for DC, it's already way behind with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so they can't just slowly build up. They need something big to compete.
But again, you should take your time. Take your time to build a universe. Again, this is the same problem with the Snyderverse. It wanted to directly compete. So you had like Batman v Superman when the same year Civil War was coming out. And we all know how much of a disaster that movie is.
Yes.
And then the Snyderverse just kind of spiraled out of control. And it was like there was no cohesion between films. Because you had like the god-awful Harley Quinn movie. You had Wonder Woman, which did well. And then it was ruined by Wonder Woman 1984. So it's like that universe fell apart. If you want to build a cinematic universe, you should take your time. Or if Gunn wants to do like each movie is like an individual separate adventure, okay, fine. Just do that. You don't have to directly compete with the MCU in that regard. I mean, you could, but it would be a refreshing It would be a refreshing because, well, the MCU itself is hot garbage right now. So introduce simple solo movies that don't have to directly interconnect with each other.
Well, I can understand that. You also have to keep in mind that the studio would probably not want that. They're probably going to want something a bit more heavy.
Well, then DC screwed because that's not going to work.
And also, to be fair, the Justice Gang don't have as much screen time as Superman, the main character.
Yeah, but they still shouldn't be in it, though. It should be a solo Superman movie.
I mean, at the very least, it does explain like some very like. Honestly, I feel like it gives the development and establishes a bit more stuff in this world. Because you have to remember, for the longest time, people thought Superman was very boring, and he didn't like have any like he couldn't lose a fight to many characters. So having characters
that's because a lot of people don't really get Superman because it's like Superman is a great character to work with when a writer knows what he's doing. And no, I'm not talking about turn Superman evil. It's like you can write a Superman that is interesting. If you look at something like What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way, or its animated counterpart, Superman versus the Elite, it shows like a Superman that is interesting to watch. Or
I
and
mean, Gunn Superman seemed interesting.
hmm?
Gunn Superman seemed interesting. He had like good morals.
Who's Superman?
Gunn Superman. I said like he had good morals.
Yes, but the problem is he's treated as a grown man child who gets his ass kicked practically every time and needs rescuing. A lot.
I mean, he did beat the Engineer and Ultraman in a 2v1. And he did, and he
Yes,
was
but at the same time, it's like no wait. Ultraman was like he needed help from freaking Crypto.
once the drones were destroyed. That's all he needed. He could be Ultraman once the drones were destroyed. That's all he needed.
He still needed help from Crypto.
Like, yeah, but do you have this problem when it's like a Justice League level threat when Superman needs help or needs to be saved from like a Justice League level villain?
But that's different. That would be like the Justice League working as a team. There's a difference between that and Superman getting his ass kicked constantly in his own solo flick.
Also, you do know throughout many movies, it does like the hero does eventually struggle until the final battle. Like that is something.
That, but the problem is, Superman in this case, he just gets his ass kicked a bunch. He never really stands up and tries to fight for himself, because a lot of the time in these movies, yeah, the hero struggles, but the hero tries to fight. Again, Superman versus the Elite. Superman stands up for himself and counters the Elite's points. He's not constantly getting his ass handed to him.
I mean, well, to be fair, in the opening scene, they literally established that the Hammer of Baravia and Superman fight lasted for 3 hours before he finally lost for the first time.
Yeah, but that point is never emphasized in the movie. Like, it's never made a big deal that Superman lost for the very first time. Again, another problem of them throwing too much shit into the movie and nothing is allowed to really sink in or get any proper focus.
Well, you do know it's mainly because you literally jumped right into like the middle of this universe where characters have already been.
And that is, in fact, another problem. You start in the middle of this story, and it's like, oh, this monumental event has happened. Superman is lost for the first time, and nobody in the story treats it like a big deal.
I mean, you can't open the film with the superhero losing.
You can, but you have to understand the weight of the consequences behind that. And we don't really see any great major weight to it.
I mean,
and besides, it works a lot better when the hero is already established with the audience.
Well, I mean, look at Star Wars: A New Hope. That film literally opens up with the Empire literally beating the rebels, like chasing them around and literally capturing Princess Leia.
Yes, but we already have some preset because of the opening title crawl. We get the idea that there's a tyrannical empire ruling the galaxy and a rebellion fighting against them. So the empire taking over, it's like we already get the establishment of what's going on, and we kind of have an idea of what the story's about.
I mean, yeah, but we also get that literally, we literally get the whole, whatchamacallit, we get the title screen literally in the opening of Superman that literally establishes and stuff.
But in a review I watched put it that we should have had a montage of Superman, being Superman and being unstoppable. Then it allows, when he gets defeated, it hits with the audience. It's like a major oh shit moment.
You need to establish, like, you need to make it big that Superman lost a fight with. I mean, Superman losing a fight isn't like, that's pretty common. He can lose.
But again, this is the first time he loses a fight. This is the Man of Steel, the most powerful being on planet Earth. So for him to lose, that should be a major moment for the people of Metropolis, the people of the world. Because, the biggest force for good can lose.
I mean, they literally do it to set, like, this literally does set up Lex as an imposing figure by showing what he can do with what he can unleash.
Again, nobody in the world treats it like it's a big moment. So why should we, the audience, care? especially because we have no real setup for this Superman when he loses.
I mean, setting up for Superman losing, I feel that doesn't need to completely be shown. Like, I feel like you can open up. I feel like the biggest thing is the fact that we already know who Superman is.
I'm not saying we need to show like the whole fight leading to Superman losing, but it's like start with a montage of Superman, being Superman, saving cats from cherries, fighting villains, being an unstoppable hero, and then have it like he gets defeated. Like show him getting punched in the face and flying halfway across the world into the Arctic.
I mean, we do also get to show that he is pretty powerful. Look at the fight with the kaiju; he literally was.
But again,
that thing around.
again, you're not getting it. I don't think you're getting it. Superman being defeated is supposed to be like, oh shit, this is like a major moment. They draw attention to the idea that this is Superman losing for the first time, but nobody in Metropolis cares about that. It's never treated like it's a big moment. So again, the thing I don't think you're getting is that we should have an establishment for Superman being unstoppable, being powerful before the loss, so it sinks in with the audience, so we understand the weight of the threat.
Well, you do know that a big thing is the fact that most people already know who Superman is and his origin, so jumping in
again
in the middle.
Yes, but at the same time, you should still establish that.
Also,
it's basic storytelling rules.
In many comics, when they show Superman losing a fight, do they literally just show all the people in the world reacting to his first loss?
Oftentimes, yes.
They
did it in the Dean Cain Superman show.
I was referring to the comics.
I have not read that many Superman comics, so I cannot comment on that, but I did see the Dean Cain Superman show as preparation for Superman 2025.
I mean, well, like in the comics, they don't emphasize that too much. Like, yeah, Superman loses the fight, but they don't emphasize it in the comics.
Yeah, but again, his first fight, not like the billionth fight he's ever had. Like, if it's a major important battle and Superman loses, yeah, hammer home the loss, show people's reactions to it. I mean, shoot, when Superman died, it was a pretty big freaking deal.
I mean, yeah, but Superman dying is not the same as losing a fight.
Yes, but again, Superman's first loss should be treated like a major moment if you want to make that a detail.
All right, that's a unique perspective. I also wanted to address the prison sequence. The whole he gets beaten up pretty badly. You do know even while kryptonite poison, he can swim in something that's the equivalent of getting nuked every second, like 1 billion times. Talking about the prison sequence when he escapes Lex Luthor's prison.
Oh. I don't know why you'd bring that up as a topic.
I was bringing that up as evidence to show that he, even while weakened, he's still very powerful, and also he is able to escape everyone.
But again, that's after he gets beaten. We shouldn't have to have that after. We need establish him beforehand as powerful, so that his loss can be hammered home.
I mean, do they establish Princess Leia and the New Hope before we see her getting captured?
Yes.
Yeah, they basically just say, "Oh yeah, she and a few of her men have secured the Death Star planet."
She went down fighting,
and Superman went down fighting in Superman 2025.
But we didn't see that. Now, did we? No, we did not. And on top of that, given that he gets his ass kicked several times throughout the movie, it doesn't exactly give us a good impression of this Superman. And the interview scene certainly did not help matters.
Why didn't it help?
It portrayed Superman as an immature man-child who gets upset over a freaking hashtag.
I mean, sure, that part, but I feel like he would definitely get upset. I mean, Superman definitely gets mad over conflict. That happens in the comics a lot.
He doesn't explode like an immature man-child, especially over something like a hashtag, which, by the way, the public discourse of people disliking Superman isn't really focused on too much either.
Because Lex Luthor is the one who's basically stirring it up. They literally show with
Yes,
the
but
monkey scene.
it should still have an play a part in the movie, and it doesn't really. And again, the thing with the monkeys was literally just James Gunn trying to make fun of people who don't like him or his work.
Well, it's mainly the right wing grifters, but you know.
No.
So you hate the DCU because they don't like they go way too fast. They don't like take their time slowly.
I don't like the DCU for a multitude of reasons. It's like Superman 2025 wasn't really an adaptation of anything. So there's that. But it's like you brought Tom King on as an advisor, and that does not go over well with a fandom that hates Tom King. You make Supergirl as a terrible movie. You have Creature Commandos, a show that honestly not a lot of people talked about. You had the Peacemaker season 2, which people hated the finale, and you got the Lantern show, which a lot of people, I know Decrepit, who's I see you in the stream, certainly is hating their entire approach to it, and having David Lindelof as showrunner is not inspiring any kind of confidence. Given the first 2 movies that we have, yeah, no, the DCU is cooked.
The DCU, so far it seems like we're getting Man tomorrow, and we're still getting the Wonder Woman and the Batman movie.
A Wonder Woman's been delayed. Batman is being written by the same idiot who did the god-awful Birds of Prey movie. And again, yeah, they're going through with Man of Steel, but given that Gunn, A, doesn't give a crap about Superman because he didn't want to make Superman, Supergirl being a flop, yeah, no, the movie's not going to do good.
Supergirl hasn't finished its box office. How can you say it's a flop if it hasn't even finished?
Superhero movies are very front-loaded because fans often pack in to go see it opening weekend. And this just came out. Supergirl opens with $38 million domestically, a lower opening weekend than Morbius and the Marvels. And that's just the domestics. Give me a second to pull it up. Oh, shoot. I got to back out. I clicked the picture, not the actual tweet. Give me a second to share. And globally, it only earned $68 million against a production budget of $170 million. So no, this movie is not going to make its money back. This movie's a box office flop.
I mean, Superman made $125 million in profit.
Yeah, but most of that was domestic. This movie is doing worse, way worse.
I mean, domestic is where they get most of the profits.
But not this time. It's not happening.
Even then, it's just like, are we getting money from this? It's like, no. So it's just like, I don't care much about the box office. I just care about the movie's quality.
And the quality is shit. People agree on that.
Not everyone.
Well, those people are completely in denial. Or people paid off by James Gunn.
James Gunn pays people who off. Like, are you sure about that?
He literally runs a very blatant shill program.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it as in pay in money. I'm talking about interviews, behind the scenes treatments, stuff like that.
All right. Also, you mentioned Metallo at one point. And I just want to say Metallo does exist in the DCU. He's just dismantled as of now.
I did not know, but again, I was just giving examples.
Okay. Also, like, the whole Superman clone, I think what they're trying to do is literally just go, like, establish the main cast before moving on to more different characters, because we know we're getting Brainiac in the next film.
Well, sure, but at the same time, you shouldn't introduce something as batshit insane as Superman clone right away.
In the middle of the universe, you can't introduce, like, that as, like, a big twist.
Why jump? Again, you got to ease your audience into it. Don't just toss them into the batshit insanity and go, good luck. because you're gonna lose people.
I mean, we literally get the opening title screen that literally explains a lot of it.
Again, that's just a title screen. A title screen that doesn't do a whole lot of shit. So, yes, establish the universe, but don't go ahead and introduce something like a Superman clone right away. Focus on one damn plot at a time. Again, a big problem with Superman 2025 is that it's trying to do too much shit at once. There's plenty of things that you could do a good story about. I don't think doing a Superman clone, an evil Superman clone, is something you should do right away.
Also, what do you mean the title doesn't? It literally establishes the metahumans and when Superman came to Earth and when he debuted and the Hammer of Bravia stuff. They literally established all that in the title screen.
Yes, but at the same time, it doesn't really help to establish. Okay, here's all this batshit insanity. Go.
I mean, we literally get that in the New Hope. We literally get established. Oh, the Empire's bad.
We have a longer title sequence that's much more detailed. That gives you the basics before going forward. Superman 2025 is like metahumans have been around. Superman loses for the very first time. Insanity ensues. Like, it doesn't even need to be a Superman clone.
Well, I can agree there. They still like doing a Superman clone. I don't feel like that's wrong entirely to do a Superman clone.
Well, that's because I gotta be cordial. It's a debate. I don't think you have a very high standard.
I mean, I don't like Peacemaker season 2. That's just one thing. I'm just gonna say.
I haven't seen either season, so I can't comment.
Yeah, but for like Superman, personally, we finally got one that was like hopeful and optimistic. I'm like,
but it was
live action.
It was done poorly. It was a drastic overcorrection of Snyder's, and it's not good either. Neither movies are good.
All right, well, you're entitled to your opinion. I have to agree. Like everyone's entitled to not like it if they don't like it. But like,
only one.
Yeah, I know you're not the only one. But on top of that, we literally get a good dynamic between him and Lex. They literally establish all that for him.
They're basically just two grown man children.
Do you not know that that's how Lex acts? Like when he loses,
Lex is a bit more cordial than that. He doesn't just scream out loud like that to Superman all the time. Nor does he cry.
When he loses, he does.
He doesn't cry.
He's crying because everyone's literally accepting Superman over him. Like, obviously he's gonna cry. They literally established this is like his issues.
Lex is much more composed than that. I have seen much more composed Lex Luthors than that.
In the comics?
In the adaptations I've seen.
Oh. Well, I was mainly referring to the comics, which is what they're basing it off of, versus adaptations.
What comics specifically?
Like the post-crisis comics, you can literally see him being like he can get very upset when things don't go his way. He's a very
upset, yes, but he controls it. Oftentimes, he doesn't even act that way in front of Superman.
But when he loses, he does. Like these are issues when he loses.
Yes, but he keeps it under control. He usually only does it like in front of Mercy.
Yeah, but you just kind of conceded the fact that he does, in a way, do this.
But the way he does it in Superman 2025 is poor. It's bad.
Because he's
and it makes him come across like an immature man-child.
That's basically how Lex is going to be when he loses. I don't know what to tell you.
Congratulations, you have a Lex Luthor nobody gives a shit for.
That's not true. A lot of people like it.
They like the actor in the role, but they do not like the way he was handled.
That's
sorry to say.
That's not the case, but on top of that, I just want to say Superman has a good rivalry in the movie. He has a good relationship. Granted, they jump you in the middle, but they do actually do some good in some ways to bridge the gaps and give you some basic ideas of how this important cast.
They don't. They really don't.
I mean, it comes across as you just don't like anything modern. Like you don't like anything modern from the sound of it.
Most modern stuff is shit. So of course I don't like it.
I mean, you have to understand for the DCU when it comes to stuff like this. Obviously, you're gonna have to. You can't just take your time. Unfortunately, when it comes to DC, because of how far ahead the MCU is.
Then guess what? DC screwed. If they're not going to put in the work, then they're screwed, and they're going to lose money. And very possibly soon enough, James Gunn is going to get fired thanks to the Warner Brothers Paramount merger. Hopefully.
I mean, as of now, it doesn't seem like he is, and even then, Paramount even said they're willing to keep him. So.
Oh well, okay. All right. DC screwed as per usual.
DC screwed as per usual. Okay, that's DC screwed. I assume you're still going to talk about it.
Obviously, it is my job to report.
All right. In terms of that, like you hate the DCU because of these issues. I'm just trying to just explain why a lot of this has to be in some ways rushed versus not rushed. We also are getting prequel stories as well to establish other characters. Like we are getting movies that are going to be in different time periods.
Yeah, that's not going to get confusing.
I mean, it's going to get it should be really simple. I mean,
yeah, I don't trust James Gunn to do simple.
He's not directing the Clayface movie.
Given Supergirl, his fingerprints are going to be all over it.
I mean, do you expect Supergirl do you genuinely think the hero should not have a journey where she finally learns to accept the hero costume at the very end of the movie?
That's not the point I'm making. It's that Supergirl is basically a James Gunn movie. It's got his DNA all over it.
All right, that's unique.
Not really.
Say. I mean, are we gonna say every MCU movie has Kevin Feige's DNA all over it?
More or less, yes. Because after Phase 1, they all started becoming basically the same damn movie.
I can't disagree with that. I just gave an example. And on top of that, are we sure that so you don't like James Gunn because despite the fact that he did give a hopeful, optimistic Superman based off other adaptations,
he did it poorly.
Versus other, but you also have to understand other adaptations don't have situations where they have to literally compete with another franchise that's like the MCU.
Okay, that is no excuse for the movie to be shit.
I'm referring to it being rushed, and technically, that is literally the reason why WB definitely had to be like, okay, you gotta do this. You gotta jump us in the middle because we can't take our time.
I don't even think DC Warner Brothers was the one that did jump in the middle. As far as I'm aware, they only wanted Gunn to make a Superman movie. I
mean, you have to understand though, most people would rather jump in and skip the stuff we've already seen. We've already seen Superman's origin for
I'm not saying do an origin story, but do a standard Superman adventure, a standalone Superman adventure.
Then how are you going to
ease you into the world?
Then how are you going to justify other characters not showing up when this is a big threat?
It's comic book shit. Nobody questions why other superheroes aren't helping other superheroes half the time.
Yeah, many people can because
it's a Superman movie.
Yeah, many people would like. Are you going to say this about the death of Superman when the Justice League are around but it's Superman's story?
Except Superman is the primary focus, and he is the main character doing most of the damn shit. He's not getting his ass kicked. He's not getting rescued by practically everyone. And the Justice League makes sense to be there because Superman freaking dies, and he's the leader and friends with many members of the Justice League.
First off, he literally saves everyone in the prison sequence. He literally saves Metamorph from a black hole. Same thing with Crypto. He literally comes up with the idea to break everyone out. He
still gets his ass kicked.
He gets his ass kicked by Doomsday in the fight. In the death of Superman.
That's the point. The point of that comic is to kill Superman.
Yeah, and there are also other comics where he still gets his ass handed to him. Like those stuff still exists.
But Superman always finds a way to get back up, and the movie doesn't really do that. He keeps getting rescued by other people.
He got rescued.
The movie shows more respect to Mr. Terrific than it does to Superman.
Mr. Terrific literally gets his ass handed by the engineer, and literally Superman has to defeat both villains.
But who's the one who's given the big music number and epic fight sequence? Mr. Terrific.
Superman literally gets that with the Raptors and literally finishes off Ultraman. He literally beats all the Raptors.
The one with the crappy CGI. Lovely. Just lovely.
I mean, that still exists. That part still exists.
Yeah, but nobody's going to like it if the CGI is shit. And again, if they portray Superman as getting his ass handed to him constantly and needing to be rescued by everyone.
He didn't need to be rescued by everyone in the movie. He literally lasted 3 hours against the Hammer of Bravia, and then
which we never got to see.
And even after, like, not even being at full power fighting it again, he literally still got back up. And even after it literally left, he also is generally way more durable than the entire Justice Gang, even while kryptonite poisoned. We literally see this. We literally see his morals. He gets challenged on that. We get all kinds of stuff like that. And on top of that,
and again, but the problem is because of the pacing and all that, it just doesn't click.
Okay, and also for the whole, like, he gets his ass handed to him. He literally beats the engineer and Ultraman. He's the only reason Mr. Terrific could even close the rest. He needed help
from Krypto to fight Ultraman.
Krypto had to destroy the drones. That's all he needed.
He still needed help from somebody.
Okay, so Krypto is part of the supporting cast. Like, do you not like?
Krypto is literally a very unfunny one-thing joke.
Okay, yeah, like there are also Superman stories where he literally does need help at times to do very small things.
Oh yeah, give me a story.
Give me a story. There are literally stories like Panic in the Sky where he literally needs the Justice League's help with Brainiac and many other characters. Like he needs help a lot of these times. There are many stories where the Justice League.
I'm looking it up.
Hang on.
Nope. I'm doing the research myself. Okay, Panic in the Sky.
Okay,
George Reeves episode.
George Reeves episode.
1992. It's a crossover event, you idiot!
Okay, it's still a Superman story.
It's a crossover event. I'm talking about a Oh my god.
Okay, how about in Action Comics when Batman literally saves him from a vampire?
What story is that?
It's in Action Comics. I'm trying to look it up. It's post-crisis.
Okay, it says 1938. But that's an annual.
Okay, he still needs help at times. Like, he still needs
at times. But if you want to do a Superman movie for the first Superman movie to kick off a universe, don't portray him as constantly needing help from everybody.
Krypto destroying the drones. That's all he needed. He needed Krypto to do, and then he literally beats Ultraman.
Superman could have done that himself too.
Well, no. He literally needs to use his brain, breach Brawn. He literally outsmarts Lex and does all that, and then beats Ultraman and all the Raptors by himself. Like, that is way he does all this.
Getting his ass kicked plenty of times.
Yeah, because in the movie, obviously the character's going to get his ass kicked in the movie. That's very common.
But by practically everyone.
Everyone. He literally beats the Raptors. He doesn't lose to them. He beats
He's
Engineer.
the weak. He's the weakest. Yeah, but he gets his ass kicked for thoroughly to the point that it's ridiculous.
Are you referring to when he literally loses to basically Ultraman, and that's it, a clone of himself?
Again, Crypto.
Yeah, I understand. You don't like the fact that Crypto had to destroy the drones, and and it basically stopped Lex from basically cheating.
Let's move on to another topic. We're getting nowhere with this.
All right. The last thing I personally wanted to discuss, because I have to go around like 3:30ish, is your whole idea of purifying the fandoms. What do you mean by that?
Gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping?
Yep, it's a necessary evil in this day and age.
Okay. And also you don't read a lot of Superman comics?
Not yet. I've become more of a Superman fan recently. But I've been mainly a Batman, Spider-Man guy.
Okay. So you have that. I appreciate you trying to be very nice. I mean, I was trying to be very nice this entire time. I will say, I mean, I personally would like comment on your streams, but like that, like I only commented like one time and then I just left after.
That was last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because I just figured you or someone else was just gonna block me if I kept replying.
No,
so
no. That only happens if you're either spamming or you're getting annoying.
Yeah. Well, I only listened to what you said when I responded to you, and that was basically it.
You also threw the accusation that I was going to hate the Nightfall adaptation.
Oh yeah, yeah, I actually got that assumption. I am, and when he's made it clear that you weren't, so I will concede on that part. I was wrong.
I mean, I'm hoping it's a good adaptation.
You read the Batman Nightfall comic?
I do own multiple issues. I don't think I have the whole storyline, but most of my Batman collection is Nightfall and Night Quest.
Okay. And you don't like the Absolute Batman?
I hate it.
I mean, I honestly don't like the Absolute Universe myself.
I don't like the Absolute Universe as a whole, and I've never been a big fan of Scott Snyder's Batman work.
The new 52 version?
Yep. He also did stuff for DC Rebirth. He worked on All-Star Batman.
I personally liked his Court of Owls stuff, but you know, I mean, and also real quick, just to establish, like, you're okay with people who have different opinions on like certain subjects, right?
Depends.
Okay, so like if someone's like being respectful and let's say you have another person who likes the DCU but they're respectful enough, are you gonna just lash out at them?
No, my one of my friends does like the DCU so far, and we have been respectful to each other over our differing opinions.
All right. I mean, I felt this was respectful enough. I mean, that's why I did another one-on-one debate with you, because I knew that would work, or that you would agree, as long as it was one-on-one.
Well, yeah, that's what a debate is, a one-on-one.
All right, and I'm pretty sure you blocked Lucky on X. I just wanted to ask that real quick.
I unblocked him a while ago.
All right.
But it's not like it makes much of a difference either way, because it's like if I block him, he's still going to find a way to comment on stuff and be stupid.
Okay. Well, that is about all I have for now. I appreciate the debate. And have a good day, I guess.
All right. You too.
Yep.
Well, that was certainly a very interesting debate, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, the few people that most likely tuned into this stream. If there is a topic that you want to debate me over, make sure to reach out to me. Links to my X and to my Discord server are in the link below. And until next time, guys, always remember to be awesome. Take care.